Respectfully loud guy is raising his hand.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Okay, all right.
I don't know.
Your last one got us somewhere.
I don't know about that.
So I keep
Doug
believing in you.
Philbrin from the Post. Yeah, another question.
So you're on a plane, and the plane crashes on a deserted island, and everyone survives. So now you're on an island with 165 people, and since you're Dan Harmon, they look to you as the leader. So
because Seth Rogen's not on the flight.
Exactly. So now you have to create a civilization, right? So what does that government look like? And one thing I was thinking...
The plane happens to crash on a desert island?
Well,
think of the odds of that. Oh, you get washed up.
And what if that island was on the moon? Like the premise of Harmontown.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
what does someone have to do to get banished? Right? How does like a punishment system work? Like, what if someone's being a real dick, but there's only 165 people on this island?
How many are there of us tonight here?
Well, the easy thing is, what if someone's being a real dick? That's the whole problem with the justice system of any government, is that we always conceive of, like, what if someone's being a real dick, and then we go like, okay, well, if that happens, then we'll do this to them, and then we wait for someone to be a real dick, and then we do that to them, and it's always and that's about 1% of the cases, and the rest of it is like, well, I was hungry, I needed bread, but I didn't mean it, I thought it was mine, and all this shit, and then everyone's calling each other being a real dick, and you're still using the same mentality. That's like, I guess I would try to figure out beforehand. I mean, I like when we start our moon colony, I'm just gonna bring like only beta people. Like they're gonna be screened for the inability to aggress, so that we can all just like, because we had a fun experience where we were shuffling around. What was it, Montreal?
Team Beta, yeah.
Yeah, we were the beta tribe. Like Jeff got peeled off somehow. Like otherwise Jeff would be like making all the decisions, and we would be tumbleweeds and stuff. And like there was like mounting things of like stress. It's like we don't know what we're doing. Like Cody has like confided to me in the past. It's like sometimes I'll turn into a little baby when I'm like walking around with her and like without realizing it, and then sometimes she'll be doing that to me, and like because it's like there's usually like someone in the group that's like just more comfortable having opinions and let's go here, let's go there. And we just happened to be with a group of like 5 or 6 people, and none of them were that person, and we were just kind of drifted for a while like a garbage bag in American Beauty, and but there was still cohesion, and then there's like mounting points of frustration where you could just almost feel like Spencer was doing the opposite of a shark, where he was circling the idea of leaving. Like Spencer would just start getting more and more distant, and then but then he'd come back, and then like we eventually like started making random decisions, and we had a really nice dinner in that one restaurant, or a lunch or something. I don't remember. I don't know.
Why? But it was nice. It was really nice.
I don't know, man. Like, because the thing is, like, people are monsters. Like they'll kind of like, they don't. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if I believe in people anymore. I feel it's just like.
I have a riddle for you about how to tell if you're a serial killer or if you could become a serial killer.
It was
Maybe
the
it'll
sister.
restore your...
Sorry. Continue.
Awesome.
The doctor was a woman.
Let's see if any of you guys, let's see who here has the mind of a serial killer. If you can answer this riddle, then you have the mind of a serial killer,
or you
regardless of whether or not you already have a body count.
That's a good point. If you're just a really stupid serial killer, you get off scot-free.
But if you're stupid, you'd think you'd get caught, though. So you
would.
could just be a killer, though.
No, but what if you're a really cowardly one? That's the thing that freaks me out all the time. Is I look at people and I go, the only thing standing between that person and being a serial killer is that they're just all chicken shit.
Yep.
I feel like that person would, if they could do bad shit, they'd get away with it. They would.
If I had a boat, you'd all be dead. You gotta have a boat. You gotta have a boat.
I would never hurt anybody if I could get away with it. I truly believe that. But and then at the same time, I think that's most of us. And the weird thing is, we spend most of our energy in society building trying to make it possible for us to not have to think about how we're hurting people without thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest like. Right. That's how we make the trains run on time.
Document. That's active killing. That's like the whole thing, right? They like.
Yeah, I mean
their whole culture. Well, no. I guess not. Well,
yeah, I mean, active killing was I mean, that's an example of the fact that as long as anybody up top is just saying this is fine, if the people you're killing have a label on them, like communist or terrorist or criminal or murderer or whatever, like, and no one ever flips the game on you, that you can actually walk through life going like, oh yeah, and then I did that thing where I was an awesome person.
Right. But
parentheses
it's
killed
they keep on like going to the same stories because it's like the thing they can't escape.
Right. There's some like weird thing haunting them and eating away at them, which is kind of an uplifting thing, possibly, that maybe there is something in there. But anyways, I think the thing is, it's like we try to make it as easy as possible. It's like Spencer and I were talking about this. So dichotomy.
We talk about it all, man.
Dichotomy is a crutch. That's the thing. Like every single aspect of our society, it always comes down like to some choice between one or two things. Like the big thing is obviously the candidacy right now, the elections. Like throughout our lives, we're like left and right, and every comment section is like you're either one of these or one of those. And like that is actually an expression of like en masse like laziness. Like, because if you only have to choose whether you're this or that, like you save so much fucking time. Like having to think like every second, like what am I? Who am I? How do I feel? Like if you just go like, oh, I don't want to be like that. I'm not one of those. And then you're just hanging out. You're like, well, I'm a liberal, so I have 6 hours to play Minecraft. like because if there was no word for liberal or conservative, then I'd have to spend that 6 hours going like, yeah, but what about my neighbor? What about my neighbor's daughter? What about that homeless guy in the corner?
It's
what
the
about
same reason like writing in films and TV are so shitty like diversity wise, because it's hard. It's just harder to find people of color because there's no infrastructure.
I blame casting agencies.
Well, diversity is difficult, right? Because and the first thing, the first way that we tackle diversity is we break that into a dichotomy. We go white or colorful, and then we'll.
And it's not necessarily that we're people are like racist. It's not like we hate. It's not necessarily that all casting directors hate black people. It's all casting directors like to go home early.
We told casting directors for 80 years now. We told them they better get good at sorting human beings like documents in a filing cabinet or coats in a rack, or they're fired. Also, if I can't call my casting director and go, I need a 6'5" black guy with a lazy eye. I thought like in 1983, like the person that can do that is like a better casting director. Now all of a sudden it's like, no, we're like going to engage in the fucking unpredictable nuances of humanity. And they're like, does that include me? Because I'm like a dentist for people, like each tooth is a person on your cast, and so yeah, like it is like that particularly like
you want them all to be really white.
Yeah, by default, yeah.
But you got that one kind of weird brown tooth.
Yeah, white and straight.
It's actually stumbled into a pretty good metaphor. Yeah, it's like all different shaped white people that listen, you got your Paul Giamatti who grinds the food. You got your Paul Rudd in front who's just biting it and, anyways, it's I got sidetracked by that, but I kind of like simultaneously.
What's the serial killer riddle?
Ooh, yeah. All right. So, anybody?
Because you're either a serial killer or you're not.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dichotomy.
Dichotomies, yeah. Oh, shit. All right, so there's a funeral. A woman goes to a funeral for her mother, and when she's there, she meets this amazing guy. He's just the man of her dreams. She's instantly in love with him, and she really wants to see him again. They have a great time at the reception, somehow, despite the fact that it's her mother's funeral. But they don't exchange contact info. And a week later, her sister dies. Why? If you can answer that, then you can think like a serial killer.
No, she goes home and kills her sister.
So
Why?
thank you, Tom. He's heard this riddle.
Why is there a stranger at her mom's funeral?
That's part of it. That's part of it.
Sister. The sister, because if the dude's at the mom's funeral, it's probably going to be at the sister's funeral.
Good job.
Right.
You got it.
Thank you, Doug. Doug from the Post. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, they estimate that up to 25% of Americans are sociopaths, so 1 out of every 4.
But sociopaths aren't psychopaths, right? Isn't that like...
No, that's different. There's a difference.
And there's also a very big spectrum. Some sociopaths.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
25% are sociopaths. I don't know. If you're a sociopath, you could probably take us all out if you banded together. Just think
if you kill somebody's sister to meet her at a funeral, you might be a sociopath.
Yeah. If we're gonna have a show where everybody can talk whenever they want, you guys have to let each other talk too. You can't just talk over each other. Then I get confused. You're all sociopaths. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone's just talking at the same time. Dan took a dark turn. I guess he. No, my heart bleeds for everybody who's like, I have a little piece of information I'd like to share, and then everyone's like, I'm gonna do a bit.
Yeah.